Most significant in 2025 was, of course, Operation Sindoor.
By now, Pakistan dreads any BrahMos missile, whether it is going towards Kirana or whether it's going towards Noor Khan base.
Operation Sindoor was a landmark for the Indian Armed Forces, showcasing integration of indigenous weapon systems.
Akash missile system is an ideal example to say how it has made India Atmanirbhar.
CQB. This is the biggest order for infantry weapon of this nature after INSAS.
We expect that by 2035 it will come into production. AMCA will come into production.
I think we've made some remarkable advancements in the year in terms of both indigenization, Atmanirbharta, and perhaps most importantly, exports.
The year 2025 became a defining chapter in India's defense history, with Operation Sindoor standing out as a pivotal moment. The operation reflected India's strong resolve against terrorism and its commitment to safeguarding national security. It set the tone for a year marked by military preparedness, modernization, and growing self-reliance in defense, boosting indigenous production, acquiring key assets, and engaging in joint military exercises. India emerged as a confident and capable defense power.
A terror attack in Pahalgam carried out by terrorists linked to the Resistance Front, an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba based in Pakistan. A terror attack that killed 26 tourists. This triggered a major national security crisis. In response, India took strong diplomatic steps by suspending the Shimla Agreement and the Indus Waters Treaty, closing the Attari-Wagah border, cancelling visas, and restricting airspace.
India launched Operation Sindoor, carrying out precision strikes on 9 terror camps linked to Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The operation neutralized over 100 terrorists.
Pakistan escalated tensions by attempting drone and missile attacks across northern and western India, including Srinagar, Jammu, Amritsar, Adampur, Bhatinda, and Bhuj. All threats, however, were intercepted. India responded swiftly by disabling Pakistan's air defense system and by striking key strategic targets in Lahore and Islamabad.
As tensions peaked, the US urged India and Pakistan to de-escalate.
In the morning, India carried out targeted strikes on major Pakistani air bases. By 3:35 p.m., the Directors General of Military Operations of both nations agreed to halt hostilities.
India firmly rejected any claims that a third party helped mediate the cessation of hostilities. But India declared that Operation Sindoor would continue. India warned that any future attacks would be treated as an act of war and met with decisive military action.
We were able to control everything from the offensive action, the aims were very clear, and the escalatory ladder. We were able to control the escalatory ladder, which is most important. Op Sindoor also proved many other concepts of new technology, the importance of air defense. Air defense is always considered a sort of non-glamorous aspect of warfare, but here it was air defense. So without having to enter the enemy territory, we were able to neutralize their air defenses and almost neutralize their offensive capability. Really defined India's military readiness, preparedness in no uncertain terms.
Operation Sindoor was a landmark for the Indian Armed Forces, showcasing tri-services coordination, integration of indigenous weapon systems, and advanced digital and satellite-enabled targeting. The three services worked seamlessly in a live combat scenario, allowing commanders to make quick decisions, act fast, and stay aware of the battlefield.
This is the first high-tech war which India has mastered. Not a single fighter aircraft had to go across. Standout distance firing, targeting, precision with satellite imagery, very good. Digital connectivity between the three services, extremely good. The interaction between the three services, and one thing which possibly you could have told me also, is the congruence of thought between the political leadership and the military leadership.
Now technology has reached a stage where, if we harness it well, we can achieve tremendous results. We can work with each other, for each other, and, combine our efforts into a common sort of goal, using each other's assets as well.
The IAF's Integrated Air Command, the Army's Akash Tir system, and the Navy's Trigon network combined to form a strong joint operations framework. For the first time, Made in India defense systems played a key role in both attack and defense. Weapons like BrahMos and Sky Striker loitering munitions hit Pakistani terror and military targets, while systems such as IA-3CS, Akash Tir, Akash and D4 protected India from drones and missiles.
We saw Akash Tir and systems like that. We've been using them in exercises, but we never used them in an actual combat situation. So yes, all of them proved their capability. ISRO played a role because the satellites gave us a lot of important information. It has to be a combined all-of-nation effort.
Every possible missile cannot be used against a drone because that's a low cost. And you can't be firing a missile which is worth lakhs or crores. So what did the army do? We upgraded our air defense system with guns. The L-70 and Zu-23, decades-old guns. But what was done? The sighting system was changed. The hydraulic system was replaced. The ammunition became area ammunition. Fuse got changed. Now you tell me, this is a low-cost, high-performance option, no? You look at the air defense radars, perfect, very good. You heard of that PL-15 missile which was brought down before it could head to a high-profile target. So again, air defense has done well. Our missiles have done well. BrahMos, I think by now Pakistan dreads any BrahMos missile, whether it is going towards Kirana or whether it's going towards Noor Khan base.
Imported equipment and platforms also played a key role in Operation Sindoor. Rafale jets with Meteor, Scalp and Hammer missiles, along with the S-400 air defense system, proved crucial to India's operations.
Even in Op Sindoor, we used foreign equipment. It's not that everything was indigenous. But we were able to combine the two extremely well to have a very synthesized kind of operation.
Pakistan made various false claims. Of these were the claims that its JF-17 missiles had destroyed India's S-400 system. On May 13, 2025, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the Adampur Air Base, standing with MiG-29 and an intact S-400 air defense system in the background.
One thing which we earlier had not thought of, but that has also come up very well, is to provide evidence to the world based on sub-meter resolution satellite imagery, which we procured from outside. Not that we didn't have. Why did we procure it from a commercial company from abroad? Is because we did not want people to tell us that whatever Cartosat is giving has been doctored.
Following Operation Sindoor, India's indigenous defense equipment gained credibility, boosting confidence in domestic systems and driving new defense deals in 2025.
As we speak, the Akash new generation weapons have been tested. The first submarine launched ballistic missile, K4, was user tested from the INS Arihant, which is India's first nuclear armed submarine. So DRDO is testing a lot of missiles because Akash proved very effective in thwarting Pakistan's actions.
You are aware of the Pinaka variants of systems, which is an area weapon system which ARD, DRDO has developed. There are 3 variants are already there. All of them have been inducted. The latest one is 75 kilometers long-range Pinaka. Subsequent to that, we have started to work on long-range Pinaka, more than 75 kilometers, which is the upcoming project with a range of 120 kilometers. There is a missile with a 300 kilometers range also. That missile is being developed.
The Varunastra is already in service. It's being used on ships. But the submarine version of the Varunastra is already at an advanced stage of trials. So we expect that maybe in the next 2 or 3 years, a submarine launched heavyweight torpedo, as good as anything the world has to offer, would be ready for use operationally.
We expect that by 2035 it will come into production. AMCA will come into production. It's a stealth aircraft, essentially, which will have a very small radar cross section that it is not detectable by radar. It will also have weapons which are internal, hidden, so that it gives a very low radar signature. The weapons are hidden in the belly. 25-30% of the design is with HAL. The balance is with ADA. Till now, it was always HAL. The government is interested in bringing in more private players.
We worked on CQB, that's a close quarter battle carbine. This system has completed all the technical trials, high altitude trials as per the requirement of Indian Army, and then won the contract for 2.55 lakhs of weapon systems with an order value of 1700 crores. This is the biggest order for infantry weapon of this nature after INSAS.
We will be able to close this 83 order by 31-32. We will be able to close this order, deliver all the aircraft by then. All the aircraft, our production line is running. We have now 83 on order and another 97.
Other significant deals were agreement to induct 156 LCH Prachand helicopters worth around rupees 63,000 crore. Contracts were signed for 5,000 light specialist vehicles worth rupees 2,500 crore. Contract for acquisition of Nag missile system worth around rupees 1,800 crore. Over rupees 30,000 crore approval was granted for the quick response surface-to-air missile. Apart from this, there were acquisition proposals and approvals worth lakhs of crores of rupees during the year 2025. Apart from these indigenous equipment deals, India signed agreements and also procured weapons and platforms from friendly countries. The Indian Navy has commissioned its second squadron of MH-60R anti-submarine helicopters. India signed a rupees 15,000 crore deal in 2020 for 24 MH-60R anti-submarine helicopters. 15 have been delivered so far, with the remaining expected by 2028. A separate rupees 7,995 crore agreement covers 5 years of maintenance and support. The Indian Army has received its final 3 Apache attack helicopters, completing its 6-unit fleet at the 451 Army Aviation Squadron.
In April 2025, India signed a 63,000 crore rupee deal with France to acquire 26 Rafale M fighter jets for the Indian Navy, including 22 single-seat and 4 twin-seat aircraft.
Russia has reaffirmed that it will deliver the remaining S-400 air defense system squadrons to India by 2026. Under over a $5 billion deal signed in 2018, India is to receive 5 squadrons, 3 of which have already been delivered. Apart from this, India also finalized an agreement with the US for 31 MQ-9B high-altitude long-endurance drones worth Rs 30,000 crores.
If you need to match or go ahead of your adversary, then you need to identify these platforms, you need to identify the equipment and the ammunition that gives you an edge over your adversary. There are countries which are at a very advanced stage of development, so we will have to buy that. At the same time, when we get that, whether we get them through the joint venture route, which is manufactured here in partnership, or we do transfer of technology, as far as possible, I think the approach now is more on joint venture, whether it is BrahMos, whether it is AK-203, whether it is C-295, all these things are happening on joint venture.
It's a nationwide sort of air defense network. Not only air defense, it has both offensive and defense capability. It's still in very early stages. By and large, I think what it intends to do is give India that sort of protective cover. Because the kind of weapons that are now coming in, space-based weapons, directed energy weapons, you have to have a very robust defensive capability, a sort of robust command and control architecture, a defensive envelope around the country or wherever parts of the country you think are crucial enough to require that. It will take time to happen.
3, 2, 1, now.
BrahMos is perhaps the most advanced supersonic missile in the world at the moment. It's a very hot export item also at the moment.
BrahMos deals have now progressed with Vietnam and Indonesia. So very robust, I would say, significant developments have taken place in India's defense sector.
We are exporting many systems. We have exported advanced towed artillery gun system, ATACMS. You are aware of it. Already some guns have been delivered to our friendly countries. And also the other highest value is Pinaka, which was already exported.
This is the belt-fed LMG. Okay. This is a range for 800 meters to 1 kilometer. In fact, this weapon is already exported to some foreign country by ordnance factory.
Okay. How many of them have been exported?
There are 1,700 number order is there.
Okay.
I think more than half they are already exported.
The graph continuously is rising. I think in next couple of years, I think maybe another 3 or 4 years, that's exactly where our Honorable Raksha Mantri has said that 50,000 crores worth of equipment has to be exported.
I think we've made some remarkable advancements in the year in terms of both indigenization, Atmanirbharta, and perhaps most importantly, exports. It gives you a lot of diplomatic and military leverage in a country. It expands your foreign policy outreach. So it has a lot of intangible benefits.
Up to a point there was ease of doing business. Now, should we say that we have already started aiming at speed of doing business? There is a void in certain areas. There is a need to fill up that vacuum. And so many emergency purchases, you are aware of EP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in that, the powers were delegated to the services vice chiefs. The vice chiefs were immediately speeding up procurements. And that is through the revenue route, which meant whatever deficiencies were there, voids were there, our capability was impacted, they quickly started getting it. So till about, I think, EP4, we were going global also. Then thereafter we switched to bulk of it with the Atmanirbhar route. So that the EP bringing in of the emergency procurements meant we started speeding up.
Most significant, I would think, policy shift is to go in for joint ventures for development of a jet engine, also a boost for the 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft for the Air Force, which have been sanctioned by the government. So many of these policy shifts have taken place, and I think 2026 is going to be an inflection point in that sense, that all these policies will be followed up with execution.
If you can't deliver, we'll give the order to someone else. We brought private shipyards have come in, a level playing field has been created. So every shipyard now has to work very hard to get its orders. It's not that the orders are going to fall into their lap. And so you find the pace of shipbuilding is improving. You know, when it used to take us 7-8 years to build a destroyer, now we're doing it in 4.5-5 years. We are creating a very efficient and robust ecosystem around our shipyards so that more and more indigenous equipment can be inducted. All ships and submarines now are being built in India. We are not importing a single ship or submarine. There will be imported equipment, obviously, you know, everything can't be 100% indigenous. But the fact that you can build every ship in India means you can also refit every ship in India. You can maintain every ship in India.
1, 0.
In the space sector, 52 satellites were sanctioned. Out of those, if you remember, in October 2021, Prime Minister had said defense space is open for private sector. Now it is clear, 31 out of those 52 are now coming up for private sector. The Army Chief has said drones will now be the responsibility of EME, core of EME. Few years back, the Air Force had done one Meher Baba competition on drones. Now all that coming now, you can see so much of push.
Armed forces finally are adopting AI and deep technologies. Drones are becoming more and more preferred weapons of choice.
So my only point here is orders will come. The mismatch between delivery and placement of orders is something which we still have not been able to overcome. And I think morally, all the PSUs and all, whether DRDO labs and all are concerned, they have to do it. They are doing what they can do best. I think they will have to put challenges and do much faster.
Theaterization of the armed forces, creating joint theatre commands is in the final leg, and Prime Minister Modi has actually told the armed forces to finalize and roll out the theatre commands, which are essential for increasing India's combat efficiency.
The day we launched Operation Sindoor, the Honorable Raksha Mantri ji had inaugurated 50 of our projects. So that was approximately 2,000 crore that we had done 50 projects. We've completed 125 more projects, of which we have 28 roads, 93 bridges and 4 infrastructure projects which are included in this. The total infrastructure projects that we've completed in this calendar year amount to 175 at a cost of 7,000 crores. This is just what we are doing for the army.
You have constructed the highest motorable road in the world.
Yes, and Nivriti, you were there. You were actually one of the only people, the first person to reach there, which is Meghla. I mean, the fact is that we broke our record of Khardungla by constructing Khardungla, which was at 18,000 feet, we constructed Umlingla, and then now 19,400 feet is Meghla.
Then there are, of course, joint exercises between India and several other countries that have happened at various places. And India does maximum exercises with all kinds of countries, from United States to Japan to Sri Lanka to even Mongolia. That is something that one must watch, how interoperability of the Indian Armed Forces is increasing.
So ever since piracy happened in 2008, the American-led Combined Maritime Force, which is based in Bahrain, has 4 task forces. Task Force 150, 151, 152, 153, 154. 5 task forces. India so far had stayed clear of that. We used to do anti-piracy, we used to work with them, but we were not part of the CMF ever. Because we always had that standing saying that we will be part of a UN-led mandate, but not some regional mandate. But now we have become members of the CMF. So very soon our ships will also be part of these task forces.
So let us say, if we go and do certain exercises in the Mediterranean Sea. So obviously we are doing some signaling either for Turkey or someone. If we do some exercises in the Pacific, so it is some signaling for an adversary there. So I feel that very carefully curated and orchestrated exercises are the way forward, and I think we are doing well there.
Nivritti Mohan, News 9.